Nah, fun video games.
Andy's in the chat. Andy, that's great to hear that you're letting Scrub take the reins while you're on vacation.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Can I hop on for a minute? I promise.
We tried to do an Andy free stream. We tried.
Tonka,
Too late. Just bring him on.
It's your call, Tonka.
I like Andy.
Grown-ass man.
Do you promise?
So it's your show. It's on your channel. It's really up to you. I don't mind.
No.
I still like Andy. I still do, even though I think I pissed him off today.
All right, no, fuck that. All right, before Andy even comes on, to make no stakes, Andy. This is a conversation. No win, no loss, no stakes. That's the conversation. Nothing. Nobody's here.
What
That's
up?
not hearing anything. Hey, Andy.
What up? How you all doing?
Good. Yo, it's my fellow co-host.
Yo, what's up, bud? Yes, Rob. Welcome to the show. Jesus Christ, no audition needed. I'm doing all right. I'm doing good. I did hear JF got really emotional apparently on his stream about me. He cried. Apparently his voice actually cracked. I don't know. Maybe look. I was listening in the morning, Tonka, and yeah, like the one thing you were saying about me bringing that to the show was probably a bad idea, but he did that to me, and I was like, all right, if he's gonna fucking like trash me on his show live, like I'm gonna explain my grievances live to him, right? If that's how we're gonna do it. And in the morning, I was livid. I was on fire, and I was like, fuck that guy. Like, honestly, pissed me off. But then by the end of the night, that's why in the morning, the way I pictured I was going to be talking to JF was going to be really angry and yelly and spurgy. But then by the time we actually spoke, I was just explaining to him how I felt, right? And then within a minute, he's like, I quit. I was like, whoa. I was in shock. If you saw my like reaction, I was like, whoa, okay. I didn't. The reason I answered okay quickly was because I'm like, if it was that easy for him to break and just quit, then it was going to happen eventually when I aired agreements, right? So that's what happened.
All right, I hear this. All right, when was the last time you and JF just sat down and chilled, just talked?
Never.
Okay, well that's probably not good.
Yeah, I mean, we tried a few times. We tried. Everything seemed cool, and then there was still, I mean, like, look, me and him are completely different people. That's what made this show interesting and our dynamic great. But then when you have two different people, like, you know, there becomes a power struggle of creativity, and you're gonna butt heads. It was bound to happen. It's a shame that it happened so quickly when I was just airing a grievance. I wish, you know, no ill will towards him. I know a lot of his fans absolutely hate me and yo, fucking Andy Lowe, oh, you're gonna be nothing. I'm fine. Right, I understand why they hate me, because they hated me when they were watching the show anyway. Don't worry
about those.
I'm fine. Okay. There's some funny ones actually on Ralph Tour. I hopped on for 5 minutes last night for a little quick interview, and someone was like, I was like, I'm gonna take a break for a few days, and someone's like, hey Andy, take a life break. I'm like, or take a break for life. I'm like, that was mean. I don't care though, and I lost a bunch of subs. It was bound to happen. I was ready to take that hit if it were to happen, because a lot of people were subscribed to watch JF. He gained subs because people were like, oh, JF's not going to be here anymore, so fuck Andy, I'll subscribe to him. And I'm fine with that. If people are more a fan of him than me and don't like me and would prefer what he does alone, I don't blame them. People are adults and they could choose what they want to watch online.
Can I ask you a question? Because this is my only like little small niggle, really. So when you had because this all is based on this, really. So would you say that when you had a conversation with him when you went onto his stream and he had criticisms of you, would you say that like you were still like you were harboring criticisms towards him, but you were still trying to patch things up a little bit?
Yeah. In fact, Ralph asked a great question yesterday. He's like, "What if JF was like?" His reaction instead of "I quit" was, "Okay, Andy, look, this is what I do online. I'm sorry I made you feel that way. I like my bad. I didn't intend to piss you off like that." I would have been like, "All right," and we would have moved on. But instead of like,
oh no, it was instant. It was like, oh, we should just.
I'm upset. Like that's I was expecting an acknowledgement of like, oh, I see. Like if JF was pissed off at me and when Andy blah blah blah, even if I knew I was right in that situation, in my perspective, I would be like, okay, look, this is what I did. Like, I didn't mean to make you feel that way. That's sort of, I know he's a moral nihilist. He's a little bit more cold and calculating, and his emotions do fly off the handle. So that's why he quit.
Andy, do you plan to talk to him behind the scenes? And would you be opposed to doing a show with him like once a month or once a week in the future with him?
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking to Queen of Bands. She still wants to help me out and help him out. She's cool with both of us. Apparently, he was very upset, and I was upset. I mean, like, look, JF and I had a great show, great dynamic. We butted heads. I mean, like, as in terms of business meetings, we should have probably had more and discussed shit. But me and him, also this whole internet blood sports thing we've been in, a lot of this shit, we feel natural when we do shit just live, because that's where you get the drama and the heated moments, and sometimes doing like your little business meetings live becomes entertainment. It becomes spurgy. It becomes like, oh, did you see what happened there? Blah blah blah. Of course, being in that environment, you're constantly doing everything live. This is what me and JF were doing all the time. Obviously, it got to a point where it's like, oh shit. I mean, if he felt that emotional that I can't at least just express how I felt, and he wants to quit that quickly without at least just talking about it, like I mean, it was gonna happen either way. So and look, I know you were saying Tonko was good. It was like for business, it was a good decision to stay with him. I get your point there. I was doing great before he jumped on the show. I was doing great for 2 years. And I was doing like amazing when he was on the show, but I was also paying him. So the money I'm going to lose from the people who leave, I mean,
go ahead and finish.
Yeah.
Go, no,
well,
go ahead.
well, I was going to say like the money I lose from the people that leave, it makes up the difference. And there's a lot of people still supporting me, and a lot of people have actually DM'd me wanting to be the co-host of the show. Like literally so many fucking awesome, like different people, but I can't take the reins from Scrub. I mean, you know, when you're in line, you know? He's like in the tent, so Scrub.
Hear me out on that. I believe what you're saying now. When this happened, were you thinking business-wise, or were you pissed?
I think. I mean, you're always thinking business wise when you're working on shit like this on YouTube. But the thing is, when you look in the mirror and you feel like you're being a bitch to yourself, and you feel like you're bending over, and someone is fucking you, and you don't say anything, and you bite your tongue, I'd rather just, hey, JF, this is what you're doing to me. This is why you're pissing me off. May you explain yourself and at least acknowledge what's happening. His reaction was to quit. But I couldn't like sit there, and Ben, I want to apologize again. Like I was on fire yesterday, on fucking fire.
You don't have to apologize. I totally understand.
Yeah, so if you were on the show and we would just go, like, I would be just quiet and miserable and thinking and in a bad place. So and look, to anyone who's you know, who wants to only watch JF, I totally understand. Like my style's not for everyone, and his style's not for everyone too. So I mean, like what Failure and a few other people were saying is the best is like, look, a lot of people in the chat hated me. They fucking, hey, JF, Andy's holding you down. Andy's holding you down. Low IQ, if I hear low IQ one more time, I'm gonna fucking, I don't give a fuck. Like, high IQ doesn't mean entertaining all the time, in my opinion. But I'm not saying Jeff isn't entertaining. I think he is entertaining. Anyway, you know, a lot of people wanted him to split up with me anyway. So, I mean, the people on that camp should be happy. The people who wanted me to kick JF should be happy. There's the people in the middle who are like, I like both of you together. But I mean, like the emotions are obviously flying high. Fuck you, Andy, you piece of heart, you fucking JF cocksuck. Like his emotions. Honestly, he'll be fine. I'll be fine. We're gonna move on with this. If Quita Benz talks to him and maybe like he's like, oh, like, and he goes, okay, maybe I snapped and I wasn't hearing you out or whatever. If he just acknowledges that, like, you don't have to say that I was right. You could think I was wrong, but be like, I acknowledge that I pissed you off. All right, well, we'll talk behind the scenes or whatever. But if he wants to do a thing once a month, I'm not opposed to any of that. My sort of where I'm going forward with my show, a lot of people DM, a lot of awesome people who are really fucking entertaining have asked me, hey, like my co-host, and I was talking to a lot of people, and I was thinking of possibly doing like 3 days a week the way I was normally doing it, with one new co-host every day, and sort of rotate and then bring in people as the show goes. But then that this way I can help other people grow their channels. It's not always the same type of vibe or topic because I'm bringing in different peoples. And when I mean people, like, I don't mean like just pick one type of crowd. I'm talking about like I have buddies from so many communities that never wanted to be on the show before because it was all alt-right stuff or mainly alt-right stuff that are now DMing like, yo, after you have a few shows, I'd love to hop on. So I do want to expand like that. And some people were suggesting I should do like a competition type thing. Huh?
You're gay. You guys are so gay. Just
what?
Let me go get it. It's so gay.
How's it gay? For what?
The gay.
Well, then you must love it, Tonka. You fucking fan.
Stoner McMuffin for 2 says I was a huge fan of I was a huge fan. It's your behavior and pulling videos. I don't know who he's talking to. Zach Lonby says, who the fuck is Twitter flagging? Osier for 5 says, good riddance to bad rubbish. Obviously, JF wanted control over the show. Now he's in complete control over his show. This is all for the best. Paul Coucher says JF should go to rehab for cabbage fucking. Friendly AE says, when he came to your house for that one show, did you guys just not talk at all till you were live, or were you able to chill like buds?
I'm sorry? What was that, sorry?
When he went to your house for that one show, did you guys just not talk till you were live, or were you able to chill like buddies?
No, we didn't really chill. That's the thing. I mean, like, we went out after and stuff, but to be fair on his part, he drove fucking like 8 hours. Was in an interview, came to my house, slept for an hour before our show. We did the show. We drove downtown Toronto, met up with some people, and then he drove home. So he was up for like 40 hours. So he was dead. So there was no... I mean, look, me and him were good. We were good. Like, I mean, there was no animosity. There was just creative differences in certain regards. We were trying to work that out. And obviously, being heated is what ended it, Again, I truly hope the best for him. I got no ill will towards the dude. If he is upset with me and says anything bad, like he thinks I'm being controlled by Tonka and failure. The thing is, I love being on Kumite. I have a lot of fun on the show when I'm on. And the thing is, I'm not like the thing was, I was just doing what I wanted to do and say. Because I felt like he was controlling me. It wasn't like Tonka and Feather didn't do anything to make me open up to JF the way I did. They've just always been, just people I talked to online for years. It was my decision. What am I gonna do? Bite my tongue and feel miserable on the show just the entire time? Nah, like I wished he would have at least appreciated that I was being fucking honest. And to be fair, he was like, what he did the night before, after I corrected myself already 2 times, was just like, oh, just trash Andy for the views and shekels, which I would never have done to him. I just wanted him to understand that's what made me upset. But whatever, life goes on. It's the internet. We're all adults here. I'm not. I'm not gonna cry over it. If he wants to talk at some point, sure. If he doesn't, fair enough. I'm not gonna force him or anyone to talk to me.
And
So, yeah.
I'm back. All right, can you? I gave an analogy earlier. Tell me if you think this is fair. With you two not talking to each other, you locked yourselves into a game of chicken where neither one of you were gonna back down, and both of you just kept pushing until eventually it got to where it got. Is that fair?
Yeah, I could see that.
Because he agreed that both of you were too fucking smart for that.
Yeah, you know what it is? I don't know. I think here's the thing too is I was asked this question last night by Ralph, and it sort of makes sense because he like flipped. Okay, we're done so quickly. So maybe he already had it in his mind. He wanted to eventually leave and do his own thing. You know, he grew his channel big enough that he can just do it on his own and support himself with that. And then when he saw the sign of like me questioning him, maybe he was like, all right, this is my opening. Let's go. Maybe that happened. Right? So yeah, I don't know. And people are saying, "Oh, well, you trashed him on Kumite." No, I've called him emotional a couple times on Kumite. If that's gonna like, and he's bashed me on other streams constantly. I'm fine with jokes here and there, but I just found what he did was just disrespectful in that instance. I've never been on Kumite. I've always defended him on, and I still will defend him on, you know, those serious allegations and shit. And then also Destiny wanted to jump on yesterday, and I'm like, no, this because JF's gone doesn't mean I'm gonna. I think
Wait,
David's
Destiny wanted to jump on.
Yes, and I'm like, no. I'm like, that's not why I wasn't talking to Destiny because JF was there.
He likes you now.
Yeah, no, believe me. Like after all this, you know, putting on Reddit, everyone go flag Andy's channel. I'm gonna go. You know what? Maybe I'll have a chat with Destiny.
Andy. Maybe it's time to stop burning bridges. Maybe you should have a talk with Destiny.
You started to burn so many fucking bridges that now Destiny's trying to fucking come back over in a life raft.
No,
You know what? Yeah, the Destiny and Andy show. That was fucking.
Fuck out of here.
Fuck yeah. Would you give that a shot? The Destiny and Andy show.
I'll kill you. I'd be done with you.
I'm trying to think. I'd rather have Aaron. I'm not even joking. I'd rather have Aaron as co-host for.
I would also be done with you for that.
Come on, Ben. You gotta be on with me, man. Just Destiny and Andy. That would be a fucking
Ben,
great
tell them
team
to
up.
shut the fuck up.
You know, I'm hardly familiar at all with Destiny. Like, I've seen a few of his videos, and I know him and JF had some issues and a loss.
And you have a life well spent, Ben.
Yeah,
I gave him a chance. I was like, you know, everyone hated him. I'm like, you know, maybe I'll hear him out. And then he pulled some shit where I was like, all right, this guy's fucking a weirdo. Like, I can't be. You know,
they already got the show name. It could either be Destiny or
Skinny. Stop it!
War Skinny.
No!
Yeah, fucking War Skinny would be great. It's the War Skinny show
right now.
I had a YouTube related question for you guys. Do you guys notice that if you have a stream longer than 3 hours long, it takes like 2 days to process it?
Yeah.
What the fuck is
I have a
that?
stream of an hour and a half long, and it typically takes 2 days for it to process as well.
The reason is they go heavy trying to look through the words and everything, so it takes much longer on a channel that is kind of already flagged as being a naughty channel. Because I've noticed on other channels, 3-hour streams fucking process like that, but on my channel,
That's garbage.
yeah, they
no, it takes a long. It takes a long fucking time to process that shit. So yeah. But I understand. It just sucks when you you do a 5-hour or 4-hour stream and it like the part that starts playing is just really bad timing. Whatever you did at that moment, and
It's the last 2 hours. It's always like the last 2 hours of however long your stream was.
Yeah, you're making fun of someone and mocking them. You're like, oh, and that piece of shit, like Tony. He's like, I'd fuck children, and the scream starts with I'd fuck children. They're like, wait, what did Andy say? Like, what did
Have you seen the new little clip that Social Rec made, Andy?
No. I've been off the internet pretty much all day. I said hi to your
I'll
chat.
shoot it over to you. It's glorious.
Is it? Yeah, and also I want to say just honestly my final thought about the whole me splitting up with JF thing. I'm gonna say one thing, because it's important and it's the point of this entire thing. Because people gonna be like, "Cook, oh you fired him because you're emotional." No, look, I needed to stand up and claim respect if he wasn't going to give it to me. That's what I wanted. Because I respected him, and I wanted the same respect in return. And if he was gonna treat me like a fucking little bitch, and I was gonna whimper in the corner, and get shit on and spit on by his viewers, I was gonna stand up, and explain that I needed at least some sort of respect because I didn't feel like I had it. And if that makes me fucking a piece of shit cock, well then so be it. I'd rather be that than a fucking little bitch to fucking.
Oh crap! What the fuck is happening? Did it just get disconnected? Is that what happened? All right.
Did you turn into a mute, mouthy booty?
I'm not a mute, but
Got all them teeth and no toothbrush. What's up?
no toothbrush. No, just waking up amid the shitstorm. So we've got the JF question, right? And then we've got Mundane Matt taking down Cog's video. And then we have screenshots sent out by... Oh, you guys hadn't heard of that?
Wait, Monday Matt got you cock?
You missed that.
Oh, I thought I was having a bad day. What? Why did he do that? What did you do? Did you post one of his videos?
It was an archive of the interview with Mundane Matt and Jim right after or during the Kilroy event, and he had archived the just the interview, and I assume ran it through an editing program, maybe touched up the audio a little bit, but Mundane Matt took it down and even says on the strike, removed by Matt Jarbo. It's probably the only thing Matt Jarbo's ever been able to remove of anything. But he got this video taken down, and he, of course, is like, oh, well, it's not fair use, and blah, 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 blah. No, he's a shekel whore, and he should go fuck himself. That's really all I have to say about that. But then, the other thing that I found that was interesting, do you guys see that tweet that Godwinson sent to Jim saying that, and I think it's a fake, everyone's claiming it's a fake, but it's supposedly a DM between Tonka and an unnamed person, presumably Godwinson, just being salty as shit. So, it's been a fun morning already. I've been awake for like an hour, and there's already just shit falling out of the sky.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't there? There always fuck it is. All right, the thing with Godwinson, that one's fun. Because I would think he would be smart enough to catch that. That looks dumb.
Yeah.
Jim pointed out why it looks dumb. But, beyond it looking dumb, it's wrong, and a bunch of people know why it's wrong, so it's kind of useless. And then you have Matt trying to do the thing where, let's copyright flag Cog's thing, even though it was archiving the video that I was trying to take down. Let's pretend that was never a thing. That I never took the video down.
I don't think it's down. I think it's on his channel, actually.
Oh no, he put it back up like an hour or two later because Ralph made fun of him so hard on Twitter. So he puts it back up. So now he's very offended if anybody else has it. I don't know. So many fucking YouTube people. YouTube people are weird. Internet people are weird as a whole, but YouTube particularly, it draws in a very interesting crowd in some cases.
You know what's really funny too? Here goes Andy yelling at the crowd again right now. A lot of people in the chat just keep repeating, fucking thin skin, and this, and that. Like, you guys, you realize you're being really emotional about a fucking YouTube channel, right? You've spent all day, every day, just in the chat for hours and messaging me. going, "Oh my god, you're so thin. How about you go watch what you want? It's fine. I'm good. I am fantastic. I was a degenerate today and smoked some weed. I went to the dentist, which is probably a bad idea, like doing the weed before the dentist. I didn't know I had an appointment until I smoked the weed, and Sinead's like, "Okay, let's go." I'm like, "What?" So then I was watching fucking Avengers with her because we're gonna watch the other one, and she never seen it. Yeah. So everyone just relax. Just I feel good. I don't. Is it uncomfortable? Is the situation uncomfortable? I feel okay. I think it's way less of a dumpster fire than it could have been, in my opinion.
I mean, I can make it worse if you want to.
Go.
No.
Do it. You play a song
No,
about
I got
this.
nothing. That was a bluff.
That's
Sorry,
right.
that was a
Oh,
smart
you're
bluff.
bluffing. You're picking up bad habits from Uncle Andy already.
Sorry, but just gotta back down. Like, I don't got nothing. Sorry. Wait a minute. No, just kidding. I got nothing.
So everybody went dead fucking quiet.
Yeah, 'cause it's awful. Can we end the
all
stream?
right.
You
now,
guys got
please?
awkward.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we should end soon anyway because of fucking rain. Let's see.
Well, I was gonna hop off. I just wanted to hop on and just explain my thoughts and viewpoints on what you guys. were
What
saying.
is the likelihood that you can pick up a fucking thing and hit Jay up sometime over this weekend, or maybe fuck, I won't even put that on it, within the next week? And just like actually talk about this, because from what you've said, you started to talk and then he cut off because nobody's wanting to.
Maybe
look like
tomorrow.
the-
I'll throw him a DM tomorrow.
Maybe
Like,
tomorrow.
Hey, you want to start the show back up? And just say it was all.
Not
ruse?
even. You don't even have to start the show back.
No,
Honestly,
I know.
if you want to, that's your fucking call. You're both fucking grown folk. Here's what I'm saying though, you do have a chance at Baked Alaska being gone. Okay, fine. Now there's 2 shows. That one show, it's dead. Okay, cool. Brand split. Now you've got 2 shows and come together once a week, once a month, or what the fuck ever you want to do. Make it a super show. Big deal. Bang on about it. It doesn't have to be the way that it is now.
Yeah, maybe if me and him had done one time a week, and then we both had our own show separately, it would be more time to take a break from each other, and we'd have more time to plan and make better shows, less tension. Maybe, yeah. I mean, maybe you're right. I mean, I'll talk to Queen of Bands because apparently JF was a little bit like beyond. I mean, besides, I mean, I think I was very nice in the way I explained everything to him. I'm very happy that I was able to be chill. So I mean, maybe he'll hear me out. Maybe I'll talk to Queen of Bands and throw the idea. I was just trying to give my viewpoint on the entire situation to him. He could have responded with anything. You know, he could have responded with like what people in the chat were saying. Oh, well, you've criticized him on Kumite. All right, then let's talk about it. Like, what have I offended you with when I talked about on Kumite? All I can really think of is he was being emotional when he kicked Ralph and when he blocks people all the time. But I say that to his
Catching
face.
feelings. That's what's weird
Yeah,
about
but I say that to his face though as well. And I never made fun of him. I never joined in any of the jokes about his exes and stuff. Always defended him and would always do that and still will because I have no ill will towards the guy.
That's good. If you guys don't end up doing this shit, that's fine too. Just sit down. It's 2 fucking men. No crying, no fucking emotions. Just sit down. It's 2 men.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do. What is this over in the side chat? What is it? Okay, I need to look at these.
Anyway, yeah, so that's what I want to say is just that. If you still want to see what I'm doing,
mad at
awesome.
you.
No. I know you're not mad. No, I understand. It's an uncomfortable situation. It's like when Nick Fuentes and Sticks jumped on my show. They like both of us, so it's uncomfortable.
I say don't talk it out and don't get the show back together because you'll ruin Medgar's stream on Sunday, the Metacast at 6 p.m. Central. Don't do that.
Well, okay, look, I want to say this to you, Tonka. Okay, I understand the business stuff. I understand, I understand everything that you guys are bringing up. I understand the criticisms towards me. I get it, but Tonka, the way I was feeling and being walked on by him when I respected him and paid him, I had to stand up for myself. That had to be done. It was either that or me be a fucking bitch to myself. I would look at myself in the mirror and go, come on, man, just fucking... I was ready to take the hit and subscribers and people who liked him bashing me. I was ready to take that hit to stand up for myself. There was no other option. It was either I did that or I fucking had a meltdown and ended the show anyway. You like Tonka, you have to admit, what am I gonna do? You're the one who always says, hey, stop being bitch made, don't let people walk on you, do this, do what you want, it's the internet, like relax, blah blah blah. Should I have been constantly felt like I'm being shit on and controlled on my own show? Or should I stood up for myself? Should I have done what I did?
I can't say you shouldn't have stood up for yourself. Okay, I can't. That would be dumb. Okay, I won't. I cannot say you shouldn't have stood up for yourself. I can say that it should have been handled better.
Maybe,
right.
yeah. I mean,
you're right. No, you had to stand up for yourself. You did it the way that you thought you needed to do it, and I hear that.
Yeah.
I hear
that's it, man. And that's it. Someone in the chat, no, you shouldn't have.
Well, no, that's
I mean, good. I mean, you can have your opinion on that, fair enough. But yeah, no, I want to stand up for myself, and I think anyone who runs a show with co-host, if they're being fucking a dick to you and you feel like they are, stand up for yourself. Don't be a little bitch, because if you're gonna be afraid of the crowd, you're not gonna be doing what you want to do, and you're not gonna fucking be happy. So whatever. Everyone, love you. I'll talk to you all soon.
Think about talking to him. Again, don't have to get the show back together. Don't have to do any of that. Just think about sitting down with the motherfucker.
Yeah. No, I got some plans to come and I'll be tweeting all that shit out. So everyone, peace out.
Later.
That wasn't.
Well, what a week, huh?
What a week. I don't know. With those, I don't know.
I can see where Andy's coming from.
I see where he's coming from more than I did a minute ago. Look, if shit starts bothering you to the extent where you're like, no, I need to stand up for myself. If that even like starts to go through your head, then yeah, you probably need to stand up for yourself. But at the same time, you can't let stuff get to where you feel like you need to stand up for yourself. But you can't judge somebody once they're already in that spot. That shit. Well, I don't know. He said they're gonna sit down. That's the important part, because it's just fucking. That's what should have. I think that's what should have happened way back, like a month or so ago, at least. Just fucking sit down.
Yeah, I think there has been some tension on both ends for a minute now, and because JF seemed like he quit like on the fucking dime, like he was ready for it last night. So it just seemed like it was kind of already gearing up towards that direction. And Andy, it being his show, he of course is like doesn't want to get alphaed by some dude. And I think JF, maybe it was maybe he didn't realize he was doing this, but I got the impression that JF was asserting his dominance in many situations. And it's just sometimes people's personalities don't complement each other as much as they should. So I for the record, I like both guys, but I probably would have reacted in a similar fashion a while back. Like, I would have been fine with him kicking Ralph, because Ralph walked right into it. Say, you can't fucking kick me. What do you expect? Like, I would have thought it was funny. But there were a lot of other situations where I probably would have pulled JF aside off air and said, hey man, when you start making me look like a piece of shit, you're making us look like a piece of shit. This is our brand. So stop that. Would have been what I would have told him. Like a whole stream dedicated, Andy Worski has lost his mind. It's like, dude, JF, what the fuck are you doing, man? This makes us all look bad.
And it's just not very teamy behavior. What were you saying, Ben?
Yeah, I was just going to say that I think a lot of this probably should have been discussed between them in private instead of letting it boil over on a live stream. That's how I feel about it. So, probably the best way to have handled it. I'm actually about to get out of here too, guys. I really appreciate you guys having me on, and I'll come back sometime.
Sure, man.
All right, have a good one.
Hopefully it'll be with less fucking emotions and shit in the air.
Yeah.
Fucking laughs and shit. All right. Have fun, man.
Yeah, later.
Later.